On November 26, 2023, there was an interview that was released between Cleopatra Bernard, XXXTentacion's mother, and GG33. In this interview, there's a lot of talk about what exactly X was into in his life. And there was also this clip released about X's bookshelf, where Cleopatra walks around and shows X's bookshelf. If we zoom in, we can see exact titles of books on his bookshelf, and I've compiled all of these into a big list, and I'm going to be presenting them to you today. There are a lot of books that were identified on his bookshelf, and I'll be showing you what they are, what they're about, and what X used that book for. If you're truly trying to learn from one of your favorite artists, this video is going to be extremely educational. It'll show you a lot of books, a lot of reasons why to go out and go to the bookshelf and get a new book. Disclaimer, a lot of these books are also into witchcraft, into occult, so some of this material may be out there and some of the material may be dangerous. So I don't advise you to pick up all of these books. If there is a book that is extremely dangerous, I will make a disclaimer about such in the video. Now, enough talking from me. Let's start off with the video of his bookshelf.
The greatest young minds in music history was influenced by numerology and astrology himself and the occult, correct?
Correct.
Go ahead.
These are some of his books, just so you have an idea of where his mind was and the things that he found interesting.
So he was definitely into the occult, numerology, and astrology.
Everything. And there's more here. Magic of Believing and 48 Laws of Power, Mythology, magic, everything you can.
Very nice.
That is here.
And this is the car he likes?
No, that's a model of one that I got. When you buy them, they give you the model.
Now, the first book I want to look at on X's bookshelf is 1001 Spells, The Complete Book for Every Purpose by Cassandra Eason. Now, this book is a comprehensive guide for a wide range of spells for love, protection, prosperity, and personal growth. This book contains rituals from various cultures and traditions, and it's more so for beginners as well as experienced practitioners. What this book tries to emphasize is that we can use magic in our everyday lives. Now, what do I mean by magic? By magic, I mean some spells. X was into this kind of stuff. We knew that he had a relationship with a witch. As on his Tumblr post right here, he mentioned that he had a relationship with a witch. Witches do a wide range of things. Obviously, they're deep in tune with the universe, they're deep in tune with themselves, but they're also deep in tune with getting what they want out of life and getting these things through the usage of passages, through the usage of mantras that they say outwards that allows for things to come inwards. The same way that there's religions out there, the same way there's Christianity, that there's Buddhism, there's Islam, there's so many religions out there. There's also Wicca, where Wicca allows you to also do a similar thing. Instead of praying to a deity, you're going to be talking openly to the universe, and the same way as praying brings things into your life, in Wicca, it also brings things into your life. Now with Wicca, there's a whole lot of other stuff that is involved, and we know that X was truly involved in this, as the second book on this list is the Occult Book, a chronological journey from alchemy to Wicca by John Michael Greer. Now, this book is a historical exploration of occult traditions, from the ancient alchemy to the modern Wicca. This combines history, philosophy, and mysticism. It takes all of the historical context of it and enriches it into modern spiritual practices. We know X is into the occult knowledge. His mom even said it on the interview in this portion right here.
Your son had a great love for the occult, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Did he ever mention numerology, astrology, tarot to you?
He did, all the time.
Tell us how those conversations went.
It didn't go too well because I was raised in a Christian home, and it was just not something that I was interested in, so I was always dismissive.
Furthermore, when X was in jail, he also wanted to reach out to one of the goddesses to help him get out of jail and get these riches in his life. Now, this has been publicized on the internet. I have seen it blacklisted on a lot of things, but I will have the clip in here for you to see where X performs a demonic ritual in his jail cell. I'll briefly play it, I'll cut out some of the parts, and I'll speed up some other parts up, but all in all, there is a clip of it, and I'll also have that in my Discord, which you can find in the description below. Here is the clip that I am referring to.
I can hear you. Say it.
Summoning Hecate, goddess of crossroads, darkness, witchcraft, wisdom, and the moon.
Tell me how to spell the name. Summoning.
The H-ray, H-E.
Darkness, witchcraft, wisdom, and what?
And the moon.
And the moon.
Please come to me.
Huh?
Please come to me.
Please.
Please come to me.
Please.
Hecate, protect me and bring me freedom.
Now, yes, this stuff is interesting for a lot of people who are into modern spirituality, but when you truly listen to what X was saying, he was praying to the Hecate goddess Hecate. After doing some research on what Hecate does, Hecate brings promises into your life. A great symbol of Hecate is also the moon. The moon crescent is a symbol of Hecate, and we know that X ended up getting this as well tattooed on himself. There's a lot of symbolism in between the Hecate and X, and him performing this ritual, he definitely wanted to look deeper into this kind of stuff, into Wicca, and understand more things that he can use this stuff in his life for. Which leads us into the third book, Fingerprints of the Gods, The Evidence of Earth's Lost Civilization by Graham Hancock. This book explores a controversial exploration suggesting that there's advanced ancient species that existed and that were lost in the cataclysms. What does that mean? That means that there were people before us or people living during our times who were more advanced than us and brought advanced things into our lives. This could be building the pyramids, building this right here, as well as building on Easter Island. A lot of things that, yes, it may be possible to do, but with the technology that was there before, it couldn't have been there. This book explores that and talks about that, and it brings other sides into the story. Now, for somebody who's deep into Wicca and who's deep into saying mantras out into the universe and to get things back, it's not too outlandish that there would be a book on his bookshelf that talks about other things and exploring other things that we don't see with our eyes. We think that everything when we look around in this world, we will perceive with our eyes, when in reality, it's not like that. There's so much out there that's more than just our eyes. Coincidences that come up in our lives, like when we go to the grocery store and we're thinking about someone and we turn around and they're right behind us. When we're driving and we're listening to the radio and the radio says a word that is in our head. There's so many little coincidences, or more so coined, synchronicities that are in this universe that push us forward and let us see the true nature of it. When you embark on a path, you embark on this path taking one step at a time. You will gain synchronicities. You will see synchronicities in your life, and they come about so much. X wants to explore a lot of the historical civilizations to gather the knowledge of where he forms his belief on this world. A lot of people can become brainwashed and they'll just believe one thing or one source of media, even though you know that there's two sides to a story. You know that there's two sides to everything. Even a coin has two sides. There's so much out there that's deeper than it looks like, and X wanted to learn more about the human race. And keep continuing on what I was saying about synchronicities. The fourth book on X's bookshelf is The Synchronicity Key, The Hidden Intelligence Guiding the Universe and You by David Wilcock. This book explores the idea of synchronicities and how it shapes human experiences. For those of you that do not know what the word synchronicity means, let me explain it to you. In psychology, a synchronicity is defined as the occurrence of meaningful coincidences that seem to have no cause. Things that make too much sense in your life that shouldn't be there. But they are there, and they are there for some other reason. A reason that isn't nicely defined in reality. It's deeper in the back end of the code of the universe. This book suggests that seemingly random events are connected by a deeper intelligence. It integrates science, spirituality, and personal antidotes. It inspires a sense of purpose and connection. A lot of scientists about synchronicities don't believe them, but there are scientists out there who are leaning more towards the synchronicity theory, thinking that the universe is more connected and that we are one being in this world. What do I mean by one being? That everything is connected by some sort of string that we don't see. That your thoughts are connected to some portion of your life. And yes, we know that our thoughts are connected. If I think some bad things, or if I look for red cars, I will have more worse things come in my life because I'm searching for them. And if I'm looking for a red car, I will most likely see a red car because now I'm paying attention to it. A lot of it is intention, as I said, and it goes out and comes back in. X wants to learn a lot about this to utilize it to his advantage and to get the most out of his time on Earth and in this universe. Understanding himself was huge to X, as in the fifth book is the Book of Mastery, the Mastery Trilogy, Book 1 by Paul Selig. This book is a channeled text offering spiritual teachings on self-empowerment and higher consciousness. What is a channel text? A channel text is text written by somebody who is no longer on earth. It's by somebody who's able to channel this into our lives and say what a being who is not here anymore. They may be somebody out there, an entity out there speaking to us, or a loved one out there, a deceased loved one out there speaking to us into our lives, offering wisdom and clarity into our lives. Somebody transcribes this and then it's reproduced for us to read. This book emphasizes living authentically and aligning with one's true self. It guides readers on a journey of personal transformation, and that's what X was doing in his life as well. We know X was extremely aggressive with his yellow hair. His yellow and black hair, he was extremely aggressive. And when he had his blue hair, he learned to transmute that energy into other things. Self-awakening and the evolution we saw later in his life is wild. Let me play a clip with X with his blue hair right here.
I'm worried about my success. I'm not worried about anybody. I'm not worried about shit. What I'm doing is I'm gonna be successful. I'm getting the #1 album. I'm already number 17 on fucking Billboard. I'm trying to make sure I run it up so I can take care of my family, take care of my mom, make sure my little brother got his own fucking house by the time he's 18. I'm not worried about shit, and y'all shouldn't be either. Y'all are amazing. Love y'all. Fuck the negativity. Tell any hating ass nigga, go away.
One of the main takeaways right here is that mastery begins with recognizing and embodying your true divine nature, knowing who you truly are, realizing that you're more than just this physical body, and living to it, staying to it, and actually embodying who you are. Going back into all the Wicca stuff that X was into, the 6th book on this bookshelf is the Daily Spellbook for the Good Witch. Quick, simple, and practical magic for every day of the year by Patty Whittington. Now this book offers 365 spells for love, luck, health, and more, and it's tailored for everyday life. It focuses on practical, positive, and accessible magic. It's suitable for beginners and those seeking daily rituals. This book offers some of those spells that X may have been using in his life or that X wanted to look deeper into. The main thing about this book is that integrating small spells into your daily life can have a dramatic impact. The same way that if you start going to the gym 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, you may not see a difference. But if you go 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all of a sudden you're becoming a gym bro. All of a sudden you're becoming a gym rat. You're becoming someone who's focused on something and who actually embodies this. The same way that if you say a spell once, yeah, it might not do something, but if you gonna say it and you actually gonna stick to this and you're gonna actually become what you say that you are, and you say a spell where you want something to come into your life and you start chasing that, now why wouldn't it come into your life? Why wouldn't it slowly start bringing those experiences into your life? You're the one that is able to do this to yourself. You are the one that is able to change your thoughts, and changing your thoughts by repeating something. Instead of repeating a really hard rap lyric of I am going to hurt somebody, you can repeat something to yourself that's more melodic, more pushing forward, and more challenging to help get to your challenge. Whatever you want to face. If you want to become the next football player, why would you listen to something about hurting somebody? Why not listen to someone about being the best at what you want to be? If you want to be the smartest kid in your class, why listen to someone that says that you're not enough? You should be listening to someone that actually shows you that you want to push forward. And yes, I'm not saying it's going to be that easy. I'm not saying that life is just going to let that come into you. You still have to face those challenges, and there's challenges with every opportunity that you take, every opportunity that presents itself, every opportunity that you choose. There's challenges everywhere. It's up to you to decide if you are ready to take on this challenge. If you truly want something and you face a setback, you realize that that setback must be passed in order to get to where you want to be. You have to face it head on. The 7th book on X's bookshelf is The Romance of Sorcery by Sax Rohmer. This book talks about the sorcery history, blending folklore and historical accounts, more so the history of where all this stuff comes from. The supernaturals, the magic, the practices, where does it come from? Why is it significant? And why do people believe it? X was also a skeptic. We're not going to say that X wholeheartedly believed everything that he read. He may have been skeptical about some things in his life, and that's totally normal. It's good to be skeptical because you're using your brain. You're thinking a little bit. When you start thinking, you make decisions for you, for this person, the person that you wake up as, the person that you wake up and look in the mirror for, the person that's gonna get off their butt and go get after, the person who you're working for. You're working for yourself. You're living for yourself. There's other people in your life that may matter. Totally understandable. Your loved ones, your parents, your family. There's a lot of things that matter in your life, but yes, you are you. Hold that true to yourself, be you, and work for you. The 8th book on X's bookshelf is Saint Germain on Alchemy, Formulas for Self-Transformation by Mark L. Prophet and Elizabeth Clare Prophet. This book is a spiritual guide to inner transformation through alchemical principles. It combines this ancient wisdom and modern spiritual teachings. It also focuses on personal growth, and we know that X was into personal growth as well as harnessing spiritual energy. The main takeaway is that true alchemy transforms the self, not just physical matter. There's a book out there called The Alchemist, and if you have not read The Alchemist, I highly recommend for you to read The Alchemist. It's a storybook and you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it because it's spiritual and it's gonna help push you forward on your path if you're really struggling on your path. But for those of you that have read the book, I'm gonna start spoiling right here. So maybe click forward to the next little segment. I'll have the timestamp right here. I'm gonna start spoiling the book. In this book, there's a kid named Santiago who wants to find his treasure and goes off to search for his inner personal legend, his treasure, that is supposedly at the pyramids. Upon his journey, he runs into an alchemist who is able to turn lead into gold. More so, as Santiago learns from this alchemist that it's not that he's able to turn lead into gold, is that learning from turning lead into gold, you are able to see that if you are a piece of trash, if you are a bum, if you are a nobody, that doesn't mean that you can't become somebody who's respected, who is respectful, and who is a good person. You are able to transform yourself into what you want to be by actually taking the proper footing forward and striving towards your goals. Santiago does just this, and he grows himself exponentially. I'm confident that X learned from The Alchemist as well as this book right here, this self-transformation book, that true alchemy performs the self and not just physical matter. You are able to change everything into any form that you want to change it to. Become better, become you. The 9th book on X's bookshelf is Wiccapedia, but not the Wikipedia that you know, Wiccapedia, a modern-day white witch's guide by Sean Robbins Alina Greenaway. Good to know that X was a white witch. I swear that somebody gave this book to him. This book is a practical guide to modern Wicca. It covers spells, rituals, all the good stuff. More so, it encourages positive, ethical, magical practices. Yes, there's a lot of bad practices out there, is like demonic, Wicca stuff, but the good part, X was looking into this. X was looking into being a practitioner that harmonizes their nature and their inner selves. That's transformation inside that makes the transformation outside. You're able to change yourself to what you want to change yourself to, and X was looking deep into this stuff. For those that don't understand some of the words I'm saying, alchemy means that you transform one type of matter to another type of matter. This is going to be important later in the video, so listen up. You seemingly transforming, creating, or combining something from one state to another state. Transmutation, on the other hand, is the action of changing or the state of being changed into another form. Now, can you be changed into a good form? You can. Can you be changed into a bad form? You can also be changed into a bad form, which X unfortunately also had some of these books on his bookshelf. This book, please be extremely careful. The 10th book on his bookshelf is the Thoth Tarot, a book and card set by Aleister Crowley's legendary deck, by Evelyn Berger and Johannes Fiebig. This book is a comprehensive guide to using the Thoth Tarot, designed by Aleister Crowley. If you want to know anything about Aleister Crowley, is that he was a weird guy. He was a guy who was into a lot of demonic stuff, a lot of demonic rituals, and I really don't want to cover him on this channel. I don't want to give him any praise or nothing because he doesn't deserve that here. But this book explores symbolism, interpretation, and practical applications. This is more so a bridge to the spiritual realm. X dabbled into this kind of stuff and he wanted to see the dark sides of Wicca as well. Not all of it is shining lights and not all of it is happy. Some of the stuff that X looked into may have been dangerous to himself, and it probably was dangerous to himself to look into it. He still did this, and I do not recommend for you to look into this kind of stuff or become a beginner into this negative, demonic stuff of anything related to Aleister Crowley. Stay away from that. The 11th book on X's bookshelf is the Goodly Spellbook, Old Spells for Modern Problems by Lady Passion. So not only did X have bad stuff on his bookshelf, as I mentioned, he had some good stuff on his bookshelf. This book is a collection of traditional spells updated for contemporary issues, including love, protection, and prosperity. It focuses on the natural elements and the old world techniques. Now the main takeaway is that ancient magical practices remain relevant for solving modern problems, and that you can reuse these spells and use them in your life. Yeah, an old spell may have been designed to use in the 1700s, the 1600s, but you can use that in your life too if you change some of the stuff within it. X really wanted to learn more about these crafts. X wanted to learn more about spells. He wanted to design his own spells, and that definitely went into his writing as well with his music. The way that he designed flows, the way that he designed lyrics, it definitely stems from some of the stuff that he learned within these books. The 12th book on X's bookshelf is Liliwan's Complete Book of Chakras by Cindy Dale. Now, this book is an exhaustive guide to understanding and working with chakras for physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being. For those of you that don't know what chakras are energy pools in your body. There's 7 chakras in your body. I'll have a picture on the screen of each chakra for your body, and each one requires different things for you to actually cleanse it or for it to be in action. We know X was truly into chakras, as when X was in jail, he called one of his friends and asked for advice on how to use his chakras. I'll play some of the clips of X's own personal knowledge on chakras so you can see that he was really into it.
Solar plexus chakra, and heart chakra, pinky green.
Wait, what is it? What does the yellow one mean?
Wisdom and power.
Wisdom and power? That's what I'm trying to teach.
Third eye chakra is awareness. And the purple chakra, if you click on the top of your head, it connects to the universe. The more open it is, the more energy you get from the universe.
Now, the main thing about chakras is that it works in harmony with the body, mind, and the spirit. It connects you. It brings you together with the universe as well as bringing you together with yourself. If you work towards actually cleansing your chakras and healing yourself in some type of way, you will see that this is an essential thing that you must do. X was in this phase. He no longer wanted to be hurtful. He no longer wanted to hurt people. He no longer wanted to deceive. He wanted to bring good news. He wanted to be better, and he wanted to be himself. We saw that nice and clear. But he wasn't done with witchcraft, as the 13th book on his bookshelf is the Encyclopedia of Witchcraft, a complete A to Z for the entire magical world by Judica Isles. Now, this book is a thorough reference book for covering spells, rituals, deities, magical traditions from around the world. It's organized in alphabetical order, which makes it really nice to read, and it's suitable for both beginners and seasoned witches. X wanted to learn more about things related to deities in witchcraft, more related to spells in witchcraft, more related to rituals. And although some of this could be negative, I see this as a positive. He could be learning about some great stuff within this book, such as different deities and how they actually work. We know when we pass on from this life, we're going to be passed here, and having that knowledge actually in your brain that time would be beneficial. Witchcraft is a diverse and rich tradition, and actually learning this stuff could be cool because you'd be learning more about history, more about different deities, and more about how the universe works, which we know X was into. This further segments and shows his interest into witchcraft and to the unseen of our world. And he went deeper into the science behind it, as the 14th book on his bookshelf is the Usborne Science Encyclopedia by Kristen Robson. Now, this book is a visually engaging and informative reference on scientific concepts and discoveries. It covers topics from biology to physics with clear explanations and illustrations. And it shows that science is an ever-evolving field that enriches our understanding of the natural world. And that, yes, we may seem to understand it all right now, but we really don't. It's always evolving, it's always growing, and X knew this too. Same way that he was always growing all the time. X did not excel in school, and to better understand science, he wanted to pick up this book to learn more about the science behind the universe, and more so that mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. What else would he have been doing? The 15th book goes even further, Atlas of the Skies by Gianti Editorial Group. This book is an illustrated guide to constellations, stars, and astronomical phenomena. It combines mythology, history, modern science, and it features detailed star maps and celestial insights. X definitely wanted to look up at the sky and see what different stars are. It's cool when you're able to go out and be like, hey yo, that the Big Dipper right there. When you're able to do that, it's kind of cool because you're like, hey, this universe is huge. And those stars are so far away, but even though that they still shine for us, and they still shine in the sky. And how cool is this world that we're able to go out at night and actually see stars? In some places where there's no pollution, you're able to see stars when you look up at the sky. It's insane. X wanted to illuminate the universe, and he wanted to better understand exactly what goes around us. Which is why he read his 16th book, The Secrecy World by Jake Bernstein. This book investigates and looks into the Panama Papers and the global financial secrecy. It unveils how wealthy individuals and corporations hide assets offshore, and how financial secrecy fosters corruption, undermines economic fairness. There's a lot of hidden knowledge. We know X was into hidden stuff, though. The same reason why he looked into Wicca. He also has a hidden name, as XXXTentacion stands for unknown temptation, the unknown portion of it, not knowing what exactly is in store for us, not knowing what is to come, but still fantasizing about good things to come in our lives. Not everything's going to make sense, and looking into this kind of stuff can be beneficial because it can show us exactly that, yes, things are not always going to be crystal clear, and that's okay. It's okay to not fully understand everything. It's okay to walk through life and be unsure of how things are going to play out, because at the end of the day, they always do play out good for us. The 17th book on X's bookshelf is The Law of Success by Napoleon Hill. This book is a self-help book that outlines principles and personal financial success. It focuses on the mindset, goal setting, and positive thinking. It puts huge on the positive thinking. It tells you that if you positively think, it's going to bring positive things into your life. The same things that X was preaching later in his life, like in this video right here.
You got to see the real from the fake and set aside the fake from the real. And you got to look at people and see what is their soul's intent? What is their soul's intent? What do they want for the world? What are they trying to do with the influence they have? And if you choosing to support fuckery, like, okay, anybody can say what they want about me. They can say, oh yeah, because of the allegations against me that, oh, I'm supposed to be seen in a certain manner. But then if you're saying that, then it's like you're not trying to give me the space to grow. You're not trying to allow me to be a better person if you're trying to hold me basically accountable for something that people see as a mistake. So regardless of anything, the fine point is to let me grow and to ascend into light.
X and Napoleon Hill were telling us that success is a mindset that is cultivated through persistent effort and positive beliefs. Putting that constant effort into it and believing in yourself manifests this into your life today. It's going to come for you. It's not going to be here today, but it will come for you in your life if you have that persistent effort and that constant belief. Those are the two things. Continue doing what you have to do to be to where you want to be. Plus, you have to believe that you are worthy of that. You have to believe it for it to come into your life. If you're not going to believe it, why are you putting in that effort? You have to know that you're that person. You're that person to come for you. You think that LeBron walks out and he's like, yeah, I'm not the best player in the NBA. He knows that he's the best player in the NBA. He knows that in his own head. And that's what helps him push himself even a little bit more forward. The 18th book is The Power of 8, harnessing the miraculous energies of a small group to heal others. This book explores the transformative potential for group intention and healing through compelling stories and practical insight. Talking about how important it is on the life path that you are on. Everybody has a life path. To calculate your life path, you have to take every single digit of your full birthday. So you write out your birth month into numbers, you'd write out your birthday also down in numbers, and then your year into numbers. And just add all of this up. Continue adding until you have one singular number. That's going to be your life path. I personally am a life path 8. I will say that loud and clear on this YouTube channel. X was a life path 6, but he is also a 33. There's some master numbers. I'll have some master numbers on the screen. Master numbers aren't added together. They'll stay the same. A lot of us aren't going to have those master numbers because to have those master numbers, you have to be born before 1999. That's just the way the math comes out to. But that is how you calculate your life path. And X was looking into life paths because life paths can tell you what is to come in your life. It tells you if you are on the road for fame and riches. I will have a photo of 33 life paths on the screen. A lot of these people are 33 life paths, and you know a lot of the stuff that they did. 33 life paths changed the world. And each life path has a different thing in store for them. That's not to say that if you're some life path that isn't due for success, you won't get success. You can still get success, my guy. But more so, life paths can help you know that, hey, this is what I'm here to do, and this is what I'm going to do in this lifetime. We all have a purpose. If you want to understand your purpose, look into life paths. I can make a full video on that if we have interest in that. Just let me know in the description below, and I can explain that fully to all of you. But that is what X was looking into within this book right here. The 19th book on X's bookshelf is The Magic of Believing by Claude M. Bristol. This book explores the power of belief and how it shapes personal success. It blends psychology and practical tips to harness mental strength. It basically says that believing in yourself is the foundation for achieving your goals. We know this. In manifestation, one of the key things is believing. Now, a lot of TikTok users want to just sit there and hopelessly believe. But unless, as Napoleon Hill said, unless you take proper action, it ain't gonna come for you, my guy. We're all interconnected with synchronicities. That's a fact. And the belief into different thought systems can help influence your life. If you believe into a thought system that you are worthy of nothing, then nothing's gonna come in your life. But if you believe into a thought system, things are gonna work out. They may not work out right now in this instance, but they are going to work out in the future. That's where success can happen. That's the mindset that X had, and that's what helped push him forward and make all this positive come out of him. Now, the 20th book on X's bookshelf is Criminal Masterminds by Charlotte Gregg. This book is a collection of stories detailing the lives and the crimes of notorious criminals. It examines motives, methods, psychology, It elaborates that crimes often stem from human flaws and ambition. X wanted to look into why he was the way that he was. He wanted to look into the psychology behind all of this. The psychology of hurting somebody, the psychology of stealing from somebody, the psychology of lying to somebody. X was looking into this because he wanted to change himself from being that and to change to be better. We know that he would achieve this betterness in his life later in his life. But understanding this still takes time. It takes time to look into who you are, why you are the reason that you are, and you can do this easily when you look at somebody else. When you look at somebody else, you can call out their flaws. It's so easy to call out flaws on somebody else. I'm not meaning to be a negative person. If you look at somebody, you can say, oh, this wrong with that person. This person's too fat. This person's not lucky enough. This person's lucky too much. You can just start calling so much stuff out on everyone. But it's hard to do about yourself. You have to flip it on yourself, and I believe X was trying to do that with this book, this Criminal Masterminds book. He was trying to flip this on his own self and be like, hey, yo, I have some stuff that's messed up with me. I have to work on for myself, and yes, I'm going to do that. And we know that he did do that. The 21st book on X's bookshelf is 1,000 Dreams by David Fordina. This is an illustrated dictionary of dream symbols and their meanings, and it combines psychological, mystical interpretations. It more so tells you what your dream means. Everybody dreams every night. We may not remember our dreams when we wake up. There may be some amazing dreams that are out there for us that we see and experience every single night, but understanding them takes a different level. Yes, you can go to an interpreter who can tell you what your dream means, but once you start understanding it for yourself, that's kind of cool, because it's like, hey yo, I dreamt last night about this, and it means this. It means I'm thinking too much. It means I'm not doing enough. It means that I'm doing too much. I should take a step back. Your dreams tell you so much about your life, and it's up to you to figure out if you are interested in that. X is interested in seeing what his dreams mean and what's out there for him in his life. This gives you insight into your own life. To follow further on understanding things, the 22nd book on his bookshelf is Changing Your Brain Every Day by Dr. Daniel G. Ammon. Now, this book is a daily guide to improving brain health through nutrition, habits, and mindfulness. It combines neuroscience and the practical tips for cognitive enhancement. It really says that daily brain care fosters long-term mental clarity and emotional balance, and that taking care of yourself right now will have a long-term impact. If you keep neglecting yourself, if you keep neglecting who you are, or what you think, or what you should be, or what you should be doing right now, you're never going to become better, and you're never going to actually take care of yourself. It adds up over time. You're going to get sick. You're not going to be there to heal yourself. You have to take care of yourself right now in order to push yourself forward in the future. It allows you to kill these negative thoughts, kill these bad thoughts in your head. The 23rd book on X's bookshelf is Behold the Pale Horse by William Cooper. Now, this book is written by a former member of the U.S. Naval Intelligence, and he reveals information that the government kept secret since the 1940s on UFOs, assassination of JFK, and the war on drugs. It's a controversial, influential book that there's a lot of conspiracy theories in. But a lot of things in life aren't as plain as they are. A lot of things have to be questioned. We have to be constantly questioning what is in life for us. If we always agree to take everything at face value, we're never going to see the other side of the coin. We're never going to understand what's out there more for us. And we're going to be okay with people telling us who we are instead of deciding for ourselves who we want to be. You are able to choose what you want in life. If you want a 9-to-5, yes, you can choose that. If you want to be an entrepreneur, yes, you can choose that, but you should be making that decision for yourself. You should be actually thinking and sitting down with yourself, and that doesn't come for a few years. It doesn't come for a few years until you're actually ready to sit down with yourself, but when you are ready to sit down with yourself, it'll be time. And it's good to be on these type of books to understand what's out there and actually question the stuff going on. Understand where we come from and why we are under power. Questioning authority and seeking hidden truths are essential to our lives. The 24th book on X's bookshelf is Eyes Wide Open, Overcoming Obstacles and Recognizing Opportunities in a World That Can't See Clearly by Isaac Lidsky. This book is a personal and motivational book that's about embracing challenges and seeing beyond limitations. This combines the author's life story and the practical lessons on resilience and perception. Basically saying that how you look at the things going on in your life will determine your life as well as the things that are to come for you, your reality and your success. You have to mentally train for battle and to be ready. When you write a test, my guy, do you study? Do you study for a test? And if you don't study, why do you think you failed a test? Life is one big test. There's so many things that are going to come in life. And if you're not ready for these to come, you're not going to be able to face them. You have to be ready to see what's going to happen if things go sideways. And let me tell you, my guy, things are going to go sideways. It's not always going to be flat hill. It's not always going to be downhill. There's going to be some uphill battles you have to fight in your life. And this book helps you look into what these uphill battles are in your own life and to have you ready to face them head on when they come. The 25th book on X's bookshelf is The Magic by Rhonda Byrne. Now, follow up on The Secret. This book focuses on gratitude and the transformative power. I'm just going to say this book was released and there's a lot of skepticism about this book, but it's basically just talking about the law of attraction as well as manifesting. Although it may not explain it the best way, this book aims to improve relationships, health, and finances through positive thinking. There's a lot of critics on this book saying that the law of attraction isn't real, saying that Rhonda Byrne is just doing this for a cash grab. But all I can say is that if you take a look at this book, you will see that yes, gratitude unlocks a more joyful life, and that thinking positively can have a positive impact for you today as well as in the future. The 26th book on X's bookshelf is The Voice of the Winds, Native American Legends by Margaret Edmonds and Ella Elizabeth Clark. This book is a compilation of myths and legends from various Native American cultures. It highlights traditional beliefs, morals, storytelling, and talks about indigenous wisdom as well as cultural heritage. Understanding ancient folklore, understanding what happened in the past, or understanding what people have preached in the past can help us understand today as well as understand ourselves. In the last, 1,000, 10,000 years, yes, things have changed. We have built stuff, but the earth has remained the same. It still rains, it still snows, there's still heat stroke, there's still so much that happens in life that has always happened. Earth is the same itself, and us looking at ancient folklore can see Earth for what it truly is, and we are also a part of the Earth, and we get to see ourselves at a greater glance. X wanted to understand himself. He wanted to understand why he acted in a type of way. Why did he get mad so often? Why do you want to fight everybody? And he took this book to his own self to understand historically what ancient folklore says and apply that to his self. The 27th book is The Power by Rhonda Byrne. Rhonda Byrne, as I said, she wrote the previous book that I had on screen. This is the sequel to one of her other books, and it talks about manifesting one's desires. It encourages self-empowerment and positivity, and says that love is the fundamental force behind creating a fulfilling life. All in all, what it's really saying is that believing in yourself is essential. You have to believe in yourself, and hopefully, I really hope that all these words I've been saying today are helping you. I really hope that you think to yourself like, hey, maybe I haven't been the most positive person. Maybe I'm not doing the most positive things in my life. And I hope my words and these books are also helping you change that for yourself. And you're like, hey, yo, like, I have to do something to myself. I have to improve myself, because I'm just going to say it. This isn't to be insecure or none. I don't even think that I'm perfect. I keep growing myself. I keep looking at different things coming up in my life. And I keep looking at everything as an opportunity to grow. Yes, you may be looking at me and saying he has it all figured out, but it ain't like that. Life is always an improvement. We always try to grow ourselves. We always try to become better. We always try to become who we wanted to be when we were children, or role models out there in our lives. For you, my guy, I highly recommend for you to take a second and sit down without your phone, without your laptop, without whatever you're watching this on, and just look at yourself for a minute. Look in the mirror. Look and be like, this is me. I woke up as this person. I'm here in this physical life as this person. And I want to make the most for this person. I want to make my life positive for this person. Do it for you. And it may start from one of these books, but it also starts in here, my guys. So use that manifestation and that positive energy positively. The 28th book on X's bookshelf is Mythology, Myths, Legends, and Fantasies by Alice Mills. Now, this book is an illustrated book that explores myths from around the world. It covers creation stories, heroic sagas, and mythical creatures. It provides cultural context and interpretation about human imagination. X looked into native stories to understand the folklore there. He was also looking into mythology to understand the folklore there and apply that here. I'm just going to say it too, mythology is kind of cool. When you look into mythology and you see some of the stuff within Greek mythology, you're able to look at that and be like, that kind of makes sense. Like, for example, Midas having the golden touch. He was able to turn everything into gold, but then he realized that it was too much, and it didn't end up going too well for him at the end of the day. You have to be careful about some of this. That's saying that greed can be too much. Greed can overtake the human, its own self. Mythology can actually tell you a lot about yourself if you're ready to explore it. The 29th book on X's bookshelf is The Dictionary of Dreams, Every Meaning Interpreted by Gustavus Hinman Miller and Linda Shields. This book is a comprehensive dictionary decoding dream symbolism. He wanted to learn more about his dreams, as dreams are windows into our deepest thoughts and our fears. Understanding the dream realm is important, as the dream realm is another realm similar to the astral realm. We know X is into the astral realm, as he mentioned it on a lot of podcasts, like in this video right here.
You got to go in there knowing how to lucid dream or astral project or meditate or reach a higher level of thinking, or to make your soul basically leave your body, bro. That's the only way you're going to get out of jail.
Looking into the astral realm, looking into astral projection, looking into the dream realm, they're all interrelated and they're all a realm that we experience. Not here in this earthly frequency, but yes, we experience it some way. X wanted to understand how he can experience it a little bit more, a little bit differently, and that's what he was doing. The 30th book on X's bookshelf is The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. As I've talked about other two books, this one also focuses on the law of attraction and that your thoughts shape your reality. It presents practical steps for manifesting desires, and it's inspirational and transformative for many. If a lot of y'all are new to the law of attraction, you want to learn more about it, this book is for you. This book can show you that beginning step that you need. For the advanced people or for the people that have read law of attraction books, this book isn't for you. This book is going to be way too low scale for you. But for those of y'all that have not read it and actually want to be like, hey, I want to look into this kind of stuff and I want to see what it says, this book will be really beginner friendly and I highly recommend for you to check it out. The 31st book on X's bookshelf is The Witch's Encyclopedia of Magical Plants by Sandra Keynes. This is a practical guide to using plants in magical practices. It covers folklore, medicine use, and spell work. Plants are powerful allies in witchcraft and spiritual healing. In a lot of rituals and in a lot of spells, you have to use plants. X wanted to learn about that. He wanted to learn how he can use his own spells for his own self and for his own safety of his crew. This book offers insights into correspondences and rituals and really helps to seek natural magic. We don't want to be doing any black magic, and I know X was swaying away from that as there's not too many books on here. The ones that are black magic I have called up to now. And if I haven't, please let me know in the description below so people can be aware of the black magic books and to stay away from them. The 32nd book on X's bookshelf is the only astrology book you'll ever need by Joanna Martin Wolfolk. This book is deep into astrology, natal signs, planetary influences, horoscopes. It's for beginners and it's also for enthusiasts. Astrology lets us see the world in a different type of way as well, as all of us have our own astrological signs which you can see for your own self. There's websites out there that will tell you your astrological sign. Your astrological sign can be related to the month that you were born. I will have the most updated astrological sign on the screen right now for you to analyze on your own self what your astrological sign is. You can also see more stuff about your astrological sign if you ask your parents your exact date of your birthday as well as the exact time. That can help you see more into your astrological signs. A lot of people are skeptical about astrology, but a lot of people are also skeptical about witches, about rituals, about spells, so that's up to the skeptic to believe whatever they want. I'm going to be presenting stuff on here the way that we see it. The 33rd book on X's bookshelf is The Secret Language of Birthdays. Personology Profiles for Each Day of the Year by Gary Goldsteiner and Joost Efflers. This offers an exploration into personality traits and the characteristics based on birthdays, similar to what I was saying about astrology. Based on when you were born, that can say something about yourself. If you were born in November, that can say something about who you are or the way that you act. Every astrology sign has a different thing. I don't have them all memorized, but I have read into them in the past. There's detailed profiles for every day. The book offers readers a fascinating journey into the nuances of individuality, valuable insights, and self-discovery and understanding others. I myself am an Aquarius, and I have my own traits because of that. I'll have my traits on the screen right here, and I'll also have on the screen what your traits would be based on what your astrological sign is and based on what day you were born in the year. Take a look. The 34th book on X's bookshelf is the Master Key System. This book was promoted by X a lot. Here is a clip of X promoting it to a fan.
Appreciate the motherfucking effort though, bro. Real shit.
Thanks, bro.
You take your shit serious,
No,
bro.
I do.
This type of shit is gonna take you far. Keep following.
Thanks, bro. I
your dreams,
appreciate it.
It goes very far, and then just even realize your mind. Don't get caught up in everything that's outside of your mind. The more time you spend in your mind, I really honestly want you to heed my warning, because if you don't, it doesn't go anywhere. Everything besides what you got planned does not matter. You gotta stay in your mind.
Keep going, bro. Hey, man, I appreciate it so much, dog.
Just
That's me and
remember
you.
what I said. Study your laws of the universe. Laws of the universe. Or get the Master Key.
I appreciate it, dog. Have a good one.
This book, all in all, helps you understand who you are and how your thoughts work. It takes it from a really deep perspective on how this universe works. It really outlines that there's an inner world and there's an outer world. Your inner world, your world where it's you inside with your thoughts, the thoughts that you think, it matters because it's connected to the outer world in some type of way. It explains the connection between the inner world and the outer world, and that the outer world relies on that inner world. So make that inner world a palace, make it a really big place for your own self to be safe and for yourself to grow and for yourself to be able to express the life that you want. Basically, manifesting 101. I highly recommend for y'all to pick up the Master Key System. I know a lot of y'all have read the Master Key System, and I got to get back on the Master Key System as well to evolve myself. The 35th book on X's bookshelf is The Complete Idiot's Guide to Alchemy. Now, this book is an accessible introduction to the ancient art of alchemy, blending history, philosophy, and practical techniques. Now, alchemy is both a physical and a spiritual practice about inner transformation. Although we're able to change lead into gold, we're also able to change ourselves from bums into really positive people, from negative to the positive, and you're able to grow yourself internally. X want to learn more about alchemy, and we are all alchemists in our own lives. You're an alchemist just by walking life without being on a spiritual journey because you grow from a baby to an adult. But it's deeper than that. It goes so much deeper, and this book would be a great guide for anybody interested in alchemy. Highly recommend for y'all to look into this, as well as The Alchemist, because these books will teach you something about alchemy that you've not known before. The 36th book on X's bookshelf is Plant Magic, a year of green wisdom for pagans and Wiccans. This book is a guide to incorporating plant magic into daily practice. It has rituals, spells, herbal remedies, all the good stuff. It blends knowledge from the pagan and the Wiccan traditions, and it connects spirituality with the rhythms of nature. It more so gives you spells and tells you how to use nature also in your life with the past traditions that were used in Wicca. We know X wanted to learn more about spells, he wanted to learn more about witches, and he was with witches in his life, and this book would help him gain that knowledge for himself, as this book is an ideal nature-loving practitioner seeking harmony on Earth. We know X was seeking harmony in his life, and he was seeking to grow himself in all aspects of his life. The 37th book on X's bookshelf is Total Focus by Brandon Webb. This book is a motivational book drawing from author's Navy SEAL experience to teach mental toughness and goal-oriented thinking. The Navy SEAL practice is the hardest in the world. It's so hard to get through. They have a thing in the Navy SEALs called Hell Week, where you essentially don't sleep for a week, and you're put through constant physical pressure and constant physical challenges, like swimming when it's cold outside and carrying boats on your head forever. Just hear David Goggins talk about it.
Hell Week's 130 hours. You're in extreme cold water. At the beginning of Hell Week, it's all fun and games. The guns are going off, so you're fucking hyped up. And your boys are linked arms, and you're getting sprayed, and it's like a fucking pep rally. The instructors are yelling at you, bombs are going off, concussion grenades, blanks from N60s. Yeah, hoo-yah, fuck yeah, yeah, motherfucker, yeah. But then what they do is they shut that shit off. All that hoo-yah, all that hype gets real quiet, and they march you out to that surf zone for something called surf torture. That water, that Pacific Ocean is cold as shit.
It's so hard to go through Navy SEAL practice, and Navy SEAL practice will teach you how to focus on an activity for once in your life. Instead of having ADHD, instead of scrolling through TikTok for 20 million hours, Total Focus will help you gain that focus and look into building that discipline and that clarity of purpose, because those things are intertwined, and this book will teach you how to do that. X wants to focus. He wants to focus on a task, focus on a craft for a longer extended period of time. He picked up this book because he wanted to be somebody. He wanted to grow. He wanted to have his mind and have it focused on a target. The 38th book on X's bookshelf is The Green Book by Muammar al-Gaddafi. This book is a political manifesto outlining Gaddafi's vision for direct democracy, socialism, and the rejection of conventional political systems. This book really teaches you about democracy from Gaddafi's perspective, and X wanted to learn more about this. He was trying to grow himself. Yes, we all seek knowledge. Some of us may be seeking knowledge on TikToks. X was seeking knowledge through books. He was seeking knowledge looking at stuff like this, understanding why the political system is the way that it is. Why does it work like this? And why does this make sense? Why does it not make sense? And using his brain to question it. A lot of us don't use our brains. For those of you that do use your brains, continue using it, because it's your greatest asset in this world. It's your greatest way to make it out alive. If you continually start using your brain too, you'll be able to gain stuff over your financials, over your love, over the stuff going on in your personal relationships. There's so much that you use your brain for, and looking into stuff like this, looking into political stuff, you're able to question it. Keep questioning and keep becoming your best versions. 39th book on X's bookshelf is The Brain by David Eagleman. This book is an insightful exploration on how the human brain shapes our perceptions, thoughts, and actions. The brain is a dynamic and constantly changing organ, and it shapes our reality. The brain is our radio system to this world. We look through the world and examine stuff using our brain, because our brain is connected to all of our body. Our eyes connected to the brain, the ear connected to the brain, our mouth connected to the brain. It's all connected to the brain. We all experience it there. So why not try to understand where life comes from? Why not try to understand where consciousness stems from? Why not understand ourselves? X wanted to understand himself. It's a thought-provoking book, and it talks about science of the mind. This book explains consciousness, memory, decision-making. Well, it tries to, at least, for the knowledge that we have of the universe at this point in time. That's what this book aims to do. The 40th book on X's bookshelf is Memory War by Mark Pendergast. This book is a critical examination of the controversial concept of recovered memories in psychotherapy. Recovered memories are memories that you may not have experienced in your life, but that you feel that you've deeply experienced in a past life. It explores scientific, psychological, and legal aspects of memory recall and false memories. And it talks that memory is malleable and therapeutic practices must be based on rigorous science to avoid harm. What do I mean by this? That memory can be changed based on different stuff. That's what this book aims to do. I myself haven't looked into this book a whole lot. I haven't read this book, but if this is truly of interest to you, please take a look at it because it seems pretty interesting. It seems interesting in the fashion that our memories can be changed and things that can influence such. The 41st book on X's bookshelf is Psyche 101 by Paul Klinman. This book is a beginner-friendly guide to key concepts in psychology that form classic theories and modern applications. Reading this book helps understand psychological principles that can influence self-awareness and interpersonal relationships. X was trying to understand himself, understand, as I mentioned, why he does certain things, and actually be able to build positive relationships in his life. Understanding yourself is also hard because you start breaking down walls that you've placed up over time. You start breaking down what you believe to be a truth for so long, what you believe to make sense in your own head. Things are not always going to make sense, and that's okay. It's okay to be breaking down your own ego, having an ego death per se, and actually growing yourself from that. It's also okay to stay the same. It's okay to do whatever you want. But if you are truly on a path of evolution, you should be growing yourself evolutionary. You should be looking for different things about you, looking for different things out in the universe, and helping apply that to your own life to grow yourself even further. The 42nd book on X's bookshelf is Cosmos by Giles Sparrow. This book is an illustrated guide into the universe, exploring planets, stars, galaxies, cosmic phenomena. X had a few of these books on his bookshelf, and he knew the universe is vast. He knew it was big. And he wanted to understand a little bit more. He wanted to look into it and understand what it is, how it works, things that are out there and that we don't see with our eyes. This book also explores the origins and the structure of the cosmos. When somebody asks, hey, how did the universe start? This book starts to try to explain it to us. X may have been looking into this. He maybe want to know where we come from. Why are we here? What is our purpose? And these questions can be answered by a lot of these books on the shelf. But the 43rd book on X's bookshelf is huge. It encapsulates all of this into one, everything I've talked about. This book is The Times Complete History of the World by Richard Overy. It's a comprehensive reference to covering global history from ancient times to the modern times. Maps, timelines, analysis of major historical events. It offers all of this and talks about why we're here and the history behind all of it. X wants to encapsulate all of this. He wants to know everything that there was out there to know. And his bookshelf shows that. His bookshelf marks up all of his words. A lot of the stuff is educational. A lot of it helps you grow, and a lot of it is a little bit more out there. But all in all, if this worked for him, what's it not to say that it's not real for him? And if it works for you, what's not to say that it's not real for you? If manifestation helps you manifest something in your life, then it's real to you. And if it doesn't help you manifest, then that's also real to you. Your own perception of this world is up to you. You get to decide what you want to be real. If you want to think that you influence these things in your life, then think that all that you want. Don't let it actually negate you from seeing things as they are, but help you push yourself forward in some type of light. There's so many books on X's bookshelf. There's still 20 books that we don't know. And there is a theory out there that X was planning to go to college. And a lot of these books were educational books, helping him to push himself forward and be ready to go to college and learn more from the educational system. X was trying to learn, he was trying to grow, he was trying to understand. A lot of us are also trying to understand. So I hope the descriptions of these books has been good and you've learned something great. If you mess with the way that I explain the books, please press the like button. It means a lot if you press the like button because more people will see this video and that will help me grow and more people learn. Furthermore, if you love the way that I talk, make sure to subscribe because I post a lot of content like this on this channel. This isn't a one-off. I'm going to be posting a lot of content just like this on this channel. So stay tuned to learn more about your favorite artists, more about spirituality, or more about hip-hop. My name is Blue Vanity. Thank you for watching this video in entirety. Have a great rest of your day and take care.